Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Ninja Turtles, the next mutation reactions. I'm Fred. If you are new to the channel, I'm glad that you found us. If you are a returning viewer, I'm glad that you're back. So, behind the scenes notes, as you know, I often put like the recorded date in the descriptions for the videos that I'm for these reaction series and stuff like that. It's mostly as a reminder to myself as when I did of when I do things. um, and it's also an indication of like how nuts my life can get at various points in time. So you will notice that there is a several week gap between when I recorded the video for East Meets West Part 4 and the episode that I'm talking about today, East Meets West Part 5. So what the hell happened? Life got in the way. I got sick and I had to prioritize a few other things heading into like the end of April and the beginning of May. Now, of course, y'all are seeing this video premiering on a Wednesday, sometime in the summer here in 2025. But it was honestly a crazy time. Now the question is going to be, how much do I freaking remember because of that long gap? Because it's a five. The series opens with a five-parter. So the Dragon Lord is roaming, and his minions are out in New York. It's a race against time for like getting ingredients for an invincibility potion. Venus has more or less found her way, like working her way into the core group, becoming more and more comfortable being around the other four turtles as things roll along. And the suits continue to look good, but the series is undermined by the overly cartoony sound effects. Um, so which, and not to mention that the Dragon Lord did get to was made to look a little bit weak last time's out. And also, Shredder's been written out of the picture. Granted, that was like in part 3, but uh, points made, points made. And if you hear me sniffling and stuff like that, it's because again, under the weather. So that's essentially my excuse. So for those, so if you don't know, we do the display capture up here. Things are blurred in and out, and we put this on there just to avoid. Although with things like this, I could possibly get away with it like that, but either which way. Also, you don't hear any audio from the episode itself, mostly because I tend to run my mouth the entire time. It's no, if I'm smart, I should just record on this day again, behind the scenes talk in here, knock off the rest of disc one of the series here. Anyway, East Meets West Part 5, and thankfully they're gonna give us a recap. Last week, no, for me it was like last month on Turtles. I forget the little dragon's name. Is it? I think the little dragon's name is Wit, and it's a bit clever in its own way. And I was right with the over reliance on the cartoony sound effects being a problem. Ah, yes, but again, it does begin with like a nice long recap, and also the reminder that Leonardo got real up and personal with the real turtle. Leonardo's in a dream state. Oh wait, Leonardo is in the series version of Jason versus Goldar. A very down to replace. 'Place. 'Cause- 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 ' Is he having? Is the turtle communicating with Leonardo? What the hell is going on here? Nope, it's the Dragon Lord. The slow, foggy opening here. Again, it's reminding me of Jason versus Goldar in that little area that he got transported to in the Green Ranger 5-parter, where Jason was separated from the other 4 Rangers for a time. But you gotta think it's probably a bit of an overkill. The episode opening with a recap of the previous episode, then you get a cold opening, then the intro theme. That's essentially the first 2 minutes and change of the episode. Executive story producer Rhonda Smiley, executive consultant Dan Clark, Iron Productive Alan Levine. I couldn't read the other person. Producer James Shavik. Written by Michael Mayhew. I thought it said Mayhem. And Wick gets smacked into the door. Although I do have the question here at the beginning of this episode. Was somebody walking behind the dude with the Dragon Lord with the wit puppet, or was it just mounted on his shoulder for a time? And it's good! Dragon Lord with a big punt on Wick to the wall. Wow, way obvious to be that Wick is literally a hand puppet, and have it put against the wall with this red frame, and you can almost get an idea, where the hand is fitting through the wall to get the puppet to mouth to move. And then when it falls, you see the damn hole. The hole, the hole in the wall was freaking obvious. Again, it's more of a hand. Wick is certainly more of a hand puppet. Granted, it's a large hand puppet, so I can definitely see 2 hands being in it. One for the arms and one for the mouth. Or possibly 3 hands. Is Wick a 3-handed puppet? I think of some of the Muppet characters. They sometimes are like two, or some are literally 3 persons required. I think Rolf is a 2-person puppet. Leonardo riding on a pogo stick. Jeff have a Michelangelo. What is he making? Why is he got a ketchup bottle with popcorn? Michelangelo, why? Popcorn and ketchup. Michelangelo, what's wrong with you? Water, calcium, protein, and a horn? Um. Oh, okay. Wait a second. Wait, isn't this the same combination that was used for the aphrodisiac in an episode of Futurama for Lurd? The leader of Omicron Persei 8. Yes, I can make Futurama jokes and references to fill time here as I run my mouth. Venus telling Donatello to open up his mind to things beyond science. Wasn't there was there an episode of the '87 series where that was a factor? Maybe the 2003 series, but I'm not 100% sure either way. What's this mysterious ingredient? Oh, turtle eggs make is the secret ingredient. Okay. Turtle eggs for longevity. And again, I am convinced that the exterior shots of the Dragon Lord's lair is from Beetleborgs. Of course, I'll have to track down if there is a DVD set of Beetleborgs to make sure, but I'm not, I'm certainly not gonna go scouring YouTube for it. But if someone wants to drop the link of that in the description, you're more than welcome to. And I'm axing this in the middle of May, and you're probably not gonna see the question until like July. Why do I do things like that? I don't know. But at least the Dragon Lord minions are training. Their training course is like something rejected from what the something castle. MXC is what it got adapted to in the US. Why is Leonardo using Michelangelo's head as a pillow? What the hell sick fetish does Leonardo have? He's the Pope, damn it! If you're wondering how long that was going to take for me to make a Pope joke, there you go. And Leo's foot is dangerously close to Michelangelo's mouth. And Raphael gotta go on a bike ride. And I wonder how many different shots and angles they have. Like, no, I am seriously wondering how much different footage of Raphael riding on his motorcycle there is. Like, there are some different angles depending on what's needed. Why you, Raphael? You don't have to be a dick. I know what you think. You don't. They were playing chess. And Leo was more likely beating the hell out of Michelangelo in chess, but still. Can we stop with the overuse of cartoony sound effects? Raphael ain't trying to try anything. Well, Leonardo's snapping. And Raphael is picking up on this. Like, Leo is talking in the street saying that they need a new way. Oh, they're going to spar with bamboo sticks? All right, not bad choreography here. And, no, and not a single cartoony sound effect up until that point. I'm just realizing the cartoony effects are on any body contact. All right, so there's continuity why Leonardo saying this episode is literally taking place. Wait, one night, after the events of the fight at the zoo, where he has the face to face with the old turtle. But it's been at least it's been at least 2 nights since then, based on like the day-night cycle we've seen in this episode. Oh, Leo snap Raph's stick. Looking to grow? Grow into what? Oh yeah, the next mutation and everything. Make your own joke there as far as like the turtles in like late season of the 87 series. With all the random mutations and stuff. I thought this show was gonna have that budget. All right, they got bones for everyone, so that everyone can be invincible. It's a unique thing here, but they're off their way to the aquarium. Hey, more stock footage of Central of Times Square. Oh, but seriously, New York in this show looks mysteriously like Toronto. Not radioactive. It's not toxic. You know something? You know what's funny here? Donatello's scientific approach here is more realistic than anything seen in Star Trek Voyager. Thing has no chi, but she admits she doesn't know. It is a nice little difference there. Venus being more on the spiritual side of things, Donatello being more on the scientific side. So there's going to be like that. I wonder how much of a clash is that going to be over the course of the rest of the series. They can track the dragons in full. There's an aquarium in Brooklyn? Where? Oh, obviously Brooklyn. Oh, they're getting the weapons and stuff. Yo, Venus only took two of her balls. I'm not even kidding. She grabbed her balls. Oh, Venus is getting shotgun. Well, okay, so they do have different configuration of people standing, of who's sitting in the. If Leo's driving, so that they at least are rotating who's in the shotgun seat and who's standing in the back of the Hummer. But I think at this point you just want to give up on calling them the Shadow Warriors. Yeah, at least he agrees. He says to forget it after I pointed out. Then they're commenting that they're going to want a helicopter or a tank. Keep in mind that the Turtles, 87 Turtles, had a freaking blimp. Why is there clown music and it sounded like they were running out of gas? Nice interior shot. Oh, they actually use an aquarium. Now, on location, or did they have an aquarium? I can imagine like Saban having an aquarium built. Uh, they- now, I'm seriously wondering: is this actually an aquarium, or that they shot on location, or did they have one built? And what's making me wonder is that there's something about the walls and stuff that look a little bit cheap. Fears in the mind. It's a placebo effect. Oh, okay. Hit it at the same time. Junk is junk. Junk is junk. Either way. All right, Donnie has a riddle. Don't call me Shirley reference. I can approve. I approve. something gonna smell a, a bit okay, they're totally laying into the fear of them. But Dragon Lord is going after Leo and Raph, and everyone else going after the other three. He's, there's no stairs there, but hey, we get like a full on fight side. Quick, you can't even fight. You're a hand puppet. So it's Dragon Lord versus Leo and Raph. Again, the cartoony sound effects are kind of taking a lot away from the fight, but the choreography isn't bad. That was terrible. This one calls a duck, he ducks, and then it goes quack quack. That was awful. Uh, I would if this series had like DVD commentary, I would love to know what the hell was up with the cartoony sound effect selection because it's not necessary. But then again, a nice bit of stunt work, and it is showing how flexible the suits are. Okay, how many different angles did they get of Donatello ducking and having enemies jumping over him for this scene? I counted at least 3 different ones. The Dragon Lord is pissed, but he's beat the hell out of Leo and Raph. He had an opportunity to finish him off, but he had to get like that Highlander sword swings in. That's 5 on 1. Oh, they do the big turtle smashing that they did on Tatsu in Ninja Turtles 2, but with Venus, it was like 5 shells on him. Nice little combination attack. Okay, Dragon Lord is smoking. Is he gonna breathe fire? Oh no, he's escaping. All right, nice little teleportation effect there. Oh, correction, Dragon Lord. This is the 5th episode. The beginning was a few episodes before that. You're wondering they're all different pieces of the same picture of the same puzzle. Kind of a weird way to close this episode out with Leonardo getting like a monologue with a highlight reel. So did the episode did this run did the episode run a little bit short? I am again it's not an actual epilogue. I have to go back to the lair or celebrate or anything. Like the Dragon Lord escapes with Wick after getting beaten up 5 on 1. It's like the ending. I didn't like the end of this episode. Like, oh yes, the way of the turtle. That that was a bit lame to close it out. To put it mildly. Overall, the not much in the way of stuff that got introduced. Is like, oh, okay, introduced like the invincibility potion, but it turns out to be a placebo to have the dragon warriors fight without fear. Like, oh, they take a few hits, but they'll keep on going. They're not going to run away after getting their butts kicked, and that's taken away. So if you want to like nerf the minions, it makes sense. But the minions were already established before episode 4 as being more than a match for the turtles outright, they're where it was going to be an even fight. So I get it that you can't really have it. You just got to have the minions like totally disposable. So this raises the question: Are there going to be? Is there going to be like a middle ground at some point? Of course, in the series, that's like only like what 26, 27 episodes long. There's probably going to be only be so much that could be done. Uh, but it raises some questions there. Some of the things in the lines and the dialogue and stuff in exchanges, it was kind of cute. Noticing the big hole in the wall for where the hand to control Wick when he was kicked to the wall, uh, was actually kind of, because I was intentionally looking for it. But I also got curious: is there an aquarium? And yes, there is. The New York Aquarium is the oldest continually operating aquarium in the United States, located on the Riegelman Broad Boardwalk in Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York. It was founded at Castle Garden in Battery Park, Manhattan in 1896 and moved to Coney Island in 1957. Okay, so there's going to be the question: is there? Did they actually shoot footage at an aquarium? Because honestly, I couldn't tell if it was a set design or not. Because if they actually built an aquarium set for this episode, kudos on them, because it was kind of hard for me to tell. They had like some of the usual tropes that you would see in an aquarium, or at least the last time I've been in one. It's been like, in my case, close to 20 years since I've gone to like the New Jersey State Aquarium. But it's like, you got these some of the little ramps and stuff, little displays, different tanks, stuff hanging from a ceiling. So there is that. I'm actually genuinely wondering, did they actually film that at an aquarium, or did they have it built? Um, like, granted, it did look like they were in the previous episodes. It looked like they were fighting in like on like an actual zoo. So there is that possibility. Uh, who knows? Getting permits, especially if you're filming stuff at night, and since and then you're most of the series would actually have a lot of stuff done on interior sets, and if they're doing anything exterior, it is going to be at night. So it may have been possible. There had to be. No, I'm just spitballing here. But the opening 5 arc is done, and then there's going to be like who knows how many individual standalone episodes. I do know I think there was like there's like another major multi arc story at some point in the series. Um. Any which way, we're gonna wrap this up here. As the usual, as I say, like, comment, subscribe if you're so inclined. If you want to help keep the lights on and stuff like that, there is a Stream Elements link in the description below, where you can kick a few bucks that way to me via PayPal, and that's in the description below. You can also come and join me nightly over on Twitch. I stream 7 nights a week. Granted, I would talk about what I am doing at the moment, but this is recording on May 11th, and so at the time I'm recording this, I was playing Yakuza 0, Phasmophobia, Overwatch, and Mass Effect 3. But I doubt. But outside of Phasmophobia and possibly Overwatch, the other two games I'll probably be finished with by the time this premieres on YouTube. Anyway, y'all have yourselves a great day, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.